Hey, just one of those weird days today. Windy, blustery Sunday. And I got a lot of weird little projects I've been working on. And just going to go over some of that stuff today. And then later tonight, I was going to discuss staying warm in cold conditions. See you in a bit. Well, blustery day today. It's a nice day. Just chilling outside, getting a little sunshine. Got some projects I've been working on. It's going to end up doing a larger camp here probably next week. But right now I'm just chilling out here with my pugs. I'm going to go over a couple different projects. One of the projects I've been working on some post-apocalyptic additions to the Apoco truck. Did some canvas additions, and then also did a screen door. It's an old screen door. It came from an old GP. I don't know how old the tent is. It's pretty old, but had just scrap pieces. And what I did is I took the scrap pieces, flipped the door on its side, and screwed it up to the top of the inside rim, so I have a screen door in the back. Then there was another little piece of canvas that I used to replace the other fly I was using for the shade shelter piece. And I'll walk you up there and kind of show you what I did to the addition of that thing. And then later today, this is the small GP. I don't know what GP stands for, but sounds cool. This is the small tent. And inside that I have some furs and some other things that I use for cold weather camping. And I'll go over some variations of the sleeping arrangements, the sleeping materials, what I use to sleep on to stay warm, later on this evening. Anyways, we're going to head up to the hill here in a second and go over some of the fun stuff with the truck that I just got put in. Hey, Fepwee. Hey, Puka. So one of the things, I've been working on the truck a little bit because, lockdown, not anything else to do. I was able to come across some old canvas. A buddy of mine dropped it off. And re-rigged up the top of it. So I got a canvas piece up there that kind of fits the theme a little more. Other pieces I'm keeping, it's a lightweight triangle piece of nylon, but I don't know, something about the old military canvas I've always liked a little bit better. So threw that up on top, was able to attach that, so that'll roll back and actually sit on top of the truck. And then I just roll it out, and rather than using one stick, I'm using two. Not a big change. The neat piece that I have is this thing here. It was the old screen door to a GP tent. Get that and roll it down a bit. But took that and just screwed it up to the top part of the vehicle's base, and through the pieces of canvas that are already there. And luckily enough, excuse me, it is large enough that it fits almost perfectly. Roll this down with one hand. So drop that down. That'll give me an extra layer of anti-bug juice stuff. Keep the bugs out. But when I drop the tail gate up, you know what? Come around here and move this thing out of the way first. When I drop the tailgate up, it'll give me a perfect seal. Not a perfect seal, but good enough seal. Keep the bugs out. And then when I'm not using it, I just roll it up and tie it up. So just one of the weird additions I've been working on, messing with for the truck here. I thought I figured I'd show you that. And then bring it back down the bottom of the hill. Show you a couple of the apocalyptic wastelandy projects, more of the artsy fartsy projects I do. Show you a couple of those pieces I've been working on. Be back in a minute. Alright, Closing in on the grotto. Another piece of canvas I came across that it's an old God, what do you call it when somebody gets shot or something like that? The first aid bed. It's really too far gone to reuse it, but makes a cool sign. Anyway, this is my workshop, my outside workshop. This is a couple of bikes. I can go over the bikes a little bit later too in more detail. But a Buell I've kind of apocalyptic out, and then that's a PC what is it, Pacific Coast 800 that I have back there that I gotta do a little work on it because I just ended up snapping the throttle wire, and got that selling out to another customer. But here is the great old workbench, and I'm playing with a couple Paco guns. This is actually an old working BB gun. I'm actually surprised it actually still worked. Was able to mess with it and get it working. But those are just a couple guns I've been playing with. Cheap replica guns that I apocalyptic out and turn into some art pieces. And end up selling out those couple of the events that I do coming up. But just figured I'd show you that and share that a little bit. Stay busy during these weird times. At least that's what I've been doing. So another little portion of my yard I have here. It's a little campground area. Playing with the idea of doing one of those. You pay to camp at people's places. I can't remember what they're called right now. But this is, you remember this guy from some of my older videos, the old TP. Well, I moved it over here, got it all set up again. Set it up early last summer, but we had an issue with it, and the big problem with the inside of here is up here in the hill, I didn't know this till now, there is it kind of leaks down, an old waterway. So this area was saturated, and my dumbass decided to put hay down on the ground, which acted like a sponge and soaked up all the moisture. So one of the big projects I have heading for this in the near future is we will be putting a wood floor in here, using some of that bark waste wood that I like to use on all the parts of the property, the local sawmill, and gonna piecemeal a floor and raise it up about 4 or 5 inches off the ground. I have a new TP that I picked up a while back, and I'm going to reset the canvas up, but this old tent here will be donated to a club of mine, and they can do some of the slight repairs it has and get up and working again. But that's yet another project I've been working on out here. But yeah, this one kind of ticked me off because I had it just set up perfectly, and then winter rolled around, and it just the moisture was coming from the ground up. And because it was coming from the ground up, I got a lot of weird damage that was happening in here, so I had to bring everything on the inside. But I will remedy that and hopefully be back on the mend when that's done. So step outside here, check out my view, and take it another fun little project I'm working on. So water, one of the issues always got me. We're on a well, we're on a pump. It's electric. When the electricity goes out up here, we're out of water. So I decided to get a couple rain barrels and set these things up. Rig this thing up with that comes off the side of the house and drops into the rain barrel, collects it there, but it comes down there. And then when it overflows into the other rain barrel. So there's what, 100 gallons of water right there. Is that good water, buddy? So just one of the other weird projects been working on. Well, why do you have an old GP small tent set up in your front yard? Because I can. Anyways, moving here real quick. One of the things I was going to go over later on tonight is heating in a small tent. So I've got the bunk set up here. Got a couple different things I'll talk about fur wise and blanket wise, and go into a little more detail on how I stay warm in cold conditions. It's only getting down to about 30 degrees at night, so it's not that bad, but figured it's something to talk about, get you some information out there. Okay, it's kind of dark now and it's gotten cold, and figured since I'm in here now, and I'll kind of go over the sleep system that I have, or what I use to sleep on a little bit better and in a little more detail. So what I use is, well, what I normally use is 3 pugs to put on the feet, but I use a combination of 4 wool blankets. Now that's my minimum to stay warm, is 4 wool blankets. But I also have a canvas I don't even know what it's called. It's just an outer bag, and it's like a canvas bag, and I was able to get my 4 wool blankets inside of that. Now 4 wool blankets is the minimum I like to go during the wintertime to give me enough warmth that I'll be able to get through the night okay. But the step up that I do from there is, I'm using a buffalo skin here that everything is on top of, and of course the pugs. But the buffalo skin goes on down on the bottom first. That's more of my like a comfort or a pad for me, and keeps me warm that way. And then I have my buddy, gotta get down. And then I have 2 wool blankets. One, hopefully you can pick it up being this dark in here. 2 wool blankets. There's the 2, and that's my bottom layer there. And then 1, 2, and these are your typical everyday military wool blankets. So they're not that thick, but I find that 2 works fine. Now, a lot of guys could probably get away with just 2 wool blankets. Smaller guys in smaller stature, smaller size, but because I'm wider than most of the younger pups out there, I find that the 4 wool blankets is what I need because of width in the shoulders and everything like that. But that's basically it. So it's the 4 wool blankets that keep me on the positive side of the ground, and not freezing my ass off. That'll get me down to 20 degrees easy. And then on a combination, when I throw in a couple furs or something like that, like underneath me, I have the buffalo skin. This is the elk on top, and that'll give me the elk, the buffalo. It's probably overkill for most people, but as an older guy, I've discovered it sucks getting cold like that at night anymore. So I found that I'll go the extra mile and I always bring a fur with me, and then layered on top of myself with the wool blankets. That gives me enough adequate warmth in the evening to get down to like 20 degrees easy. The addition of my buddies here, they help out too, giving me little warmth here and stuff like that. Stay on my feet and keep my feet warm. But so I can't say in a nutshell that's it, but that's what I recommend, is either 2 wool blankets that are big enough to fold over to you, so you have two on top and 2 on bottom layers. You're a bigger guy like myself, 4 wool blankets, 2 on the bottom and 2 on top. And then when you throw everything, that's minimum. And then once you throw extra combinations on top of that, the warmer you're going to be. The best thing I can say in the world for you is bring a small dog. Throw the small dog underneath your sleeping equipment, and you're going to stay warm all night. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to turn in. Hopefully this will help you out. We'll talk at you in the morning. Well, unfortunately, last night was an utter fail. It got too dark. I wasn't able to really film and show off what I was wanting to do. So It was just easier to set it up in the daylight and show you guys how I do like a bedroll. And what I use. Well, the one thing is it did get down to 21 degrees last night. So it got a lot colder than I thought. Thank God I had the puggies. It was, like I said, a lot colder than I was expecting. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'll go over some of the blankets and how I get those into a bedroll, and you know, because it's all about making pugs comfortable. Hey buddy, hey, can we not do that on my blanket? Thank you. So what I have here, besides annoying dogs, come on, go away buddy, is I've got 2 4-wool blankets, and give me a second, 4 wool blankets, and then underneath that is a canvas. It's an outer garment that fits on the outside of a sleeping bag, so a bivy bag, I guess, is what it's known as. And so what I have here is, hey guys, get off, please. I got those are my 2 top pieces, and these go. And a needy old dog here. And these are my bottom pieces. And those fit inside the bivy bag right here. And the buffalo skin is basically a mattress. I use it like a mattress, but it also aids in giving me a little bit of padding and fluffiness for my old back and stuff. What I would also suggest is, besides just using the blankets, is if you got one of those inflatable bags, what I do is one of those camping mats, is you put your camping mat where the pug is standing right now you don't put it directly on the ground. They're fragile, so they can pop and get you know, something in them. So what I do is I put my inflatable bag inside the bag, and so that way it has the bag before it hits the ground. And usually if I'm not on the fur, I usually have a tarp as well, and that way the tarp acts as, you know, a ground cover, so I'm not sitting directly onto sharp rocks and sharp branches and things like that. So it goes canvas, bivy bag, and then on top of your bivy bag is your air mattress. And then after the air mattress is then how I do the blankets. I usually do 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top. And I'll show you how I pack those down here in a bit and fold them up, and how I get ready to sleep, and how I found the best for me. Now, mind you, this is cold weather camping, so, you know, 20 degrees in a pinch, this works great. This is also fat man camping, so I do it this way because I'm too wide in the shoulders and the girth of my body here to use 2 regular blankets, and so I got to use double the amount of materials. Back in a second, showing you some of that. So one of the things I do on my bottom blankets is, before I actually put them in the bivy bag, is I fold them like that, and then give them a fold here and a fold here. What this does is creates a pocket so my feet can slide into it, and so my feet have layers of the wool on top of them. Acts as a pocket so they don't squeeze out, keeps them warmer. I don't know about you guys, but when I go camping, I have always got a problem with my feet getting cold. But that's the first step. Okay, so my second step is I folded those in, folded the blankets over themselves, and I stuff them in the foot compartment down here. And so when I sleep, basically I crawl inside of this, slide my feet into the pocket, and then I'll put the other 2 blankets on top of myself. And that's the system that I use. Show you in a second here. So if you can kind of see this mess, this is my final and full setup. Is what I do is have those 2 blankets folded, split open, and I stuff those at the bottom of the bivy bag, and then these pieces to get tucked in the top of the bag. They're not folded over, they're just tucked in there, and then I throw them over top like that. And let's see, when I get ready for night times, is simply just sliding down there, flipping these two pieces up over the body, and doing that way. So that'll give me essentially 2 blankets under me. I have, because I fold the end of the feet in, that gives me 8 rolls, 8 pieces of leather, or not leather. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so about 4 pieces of blanket over me, or under my feet for padding, and tuck my feet in. Then I have the 2 pieces on top that get pushed down in there. And so my feet are encased in wool. And then the other body pieces, scoot back and show you. It's not nighttime, guys. And okay, guys, come on. And so we just lift that up and crawl in there. And that's how I do a bedroll, and it works for pugs too. But I gotta watch it sometimes because if I throw another blanket on or a fur, these guys, as excellent as they are as foot warmers, sadly, I've woken up. I threw a heavier fur on top of me one time because it was really cold out, and my dog was down at my feet, and the poor thing started hyperventilating and couldn't breathe, so I had to yank him out of the damn thing. But yeah, wool will get you. It's a great insulator, and even keep out the air. Now, for in a pinch, once this thing's all folded up, I can roll this up, and it's easy for transporting. But when I do a bedroll and I throw it on the back of a motorcycle, I do it a little bit different. I fold everything vertically and just into fourths, slide it in the bivy bag, and then roll it up. Because if I do it this way, the bag is actually too big of a roll to fit on the back of the motorcycle. It'll be about twice the size I normally get it down to. In the summertime, when it's warmer out, when it's like when it gets down to 50 degrees or upper 40s, I can get away with just 3 blankets or even 2 blankets. But that is simply undoing I'll normally get rid of the under piece like here, and go with my tartan one here, which is a little bit thicker, as a wool blanket, and I can get away with just the 2 blankets or even 3 blankets. But in a nutshell, that is the bedroll. And I'll do a quick little roll up so you can see how thick the thing is, and I'll be supervised by the supervisors here. As you see, this is why I generally fold them up the different way, because when I roll them up this way, the bundle can get pretty wide. It's about 2 pugs wide, or 2 pugs long, 1 pug wide. And but that's cold weather camping. Once I throw a pad under here, or a piece of canvas, or the fur under there, this got me down to 20 degrees last night, and I was just fine. But just wanted to go over bedroll with y'all, and then just some camping tips, and I will be back with you next time. And I believe I'm gonna do the camp out, the full pack out on the motorcycle, and everything like that on this. I'll go over this one last second here too, but been playing with it. Threw together some of the street signs on the sides. Now make it look a little more apocalyptic. Then I was messing with the front part of this, which is the new cover that I just put on, and it's an old trucker tarp, and I got that fastened at the top as well. What I'm doing is I'm playing with some of the different pieces, because I'm coming up with a different concept when I do got a couple apocalyptic events that are going on, and just want to be ready for them since the road looks like it's opening up again. Anyways, I will see y'all later, and y'all take care. Well, hope all that information is kind of useful, and some other little upcoming news and pieces of information. I set up a Patreon page, so that, and I've got plenty of Facebook pages I'll add to it. And upcoming, I'm working on a new website, so you can kind of see some of my artwork and some of the product that we sell kind of art gallery stuff, as well as my Ren Fair jewelry and my knickknacks and all the cool stuff that I sell, and that'll be Goblin's Grotto. But our Facebook page, as you well know, also our email for screen printing embroidery is goldengrottoprint.net, and get a hold of me that way. And I have a Patreon page that I'll drop in the link below, and anything helps, man. It's just cool that way. But new world, so gonna start showing some of the other fun stuff that I do and some of the tips I've picked up over the years. See you later. Take care. So, thoughts and ideas, coming up with some various ideas and concepts and things to do. We'll see as the year goes around. It looks like the doors are going to start opening up again, and that's always a good thing, because that means many more adventures to come. But we will see how that's going to pan out and work for everybody. But till the next time, y'all take care. Be good. If you can't be good, be neat. If you can't be neat, don't name it after me.